Hello everyone and welcome to another weekly market update after the market closed on 23rd of March. So here's where we look at the big picture, long-term trend and the short-term trend of overall stocks, because it affects everything, including your investments, pension fund. That's where all the money's gone. So here is the S&P 500. It's a chart, yearly chart, sort of weekly chart, as it specifically speaks, a weekly chart, but it goes back over several years here to 2015 and beyond, and you can see here right up to present day, early 2018. The bull market signal with my proprietary system was given around here, early November 2016. And taken us all the way through this. And as you know, of late I've been reporting on this this recent spout of volatility after, to be fair, things got very way too high, too fast, out of its trend. And here's a 40-week line, the moving average line here, which is kind of like that that line in the sand, as it were, for good and bad. And it got well extended above that. And as you know, I've been concerned about a 1987 level type event, which exactly the same thing happened. Very overextended, and all of a sudden we have this flash crash after it kind of hovered around a little bit, and that has been haunting me ever since this run-up started. So where are we at right now? Well, it wasn't a good week, and here's that weekly action there. It's almost like, depending on which chart you're looking at, this is sort of just touched below there. The RSI's dipped below the 45%. It's a very precarious position. The only thing that might be saving it, and we'll see more in the daily chart in a second, is the volume didn't pick up that high, this bar down here. As well as that, it's quite an oversold situation. People are blaming it on the Trump tariffs on steel. Well, two things to say about that. One, that was advertised in the election back in 2016. That's no surprise. The market would have baked that in long ago too. It's only aimed at China, and as I speak, it looks like they're trying to sort of figure that bit out anyway. And that's really only a response to what China was doing to the US anyway. There's something else behind it. I think it's fear, profit taking. I don't know. All we can do is follow the market. What's going in its favour now is there is a kind of level of support here that must hold, to be fair. Let's look at the daily chart and see what we can see here. By the way, I look at the S&P 500, but it's worth noting that the composite index, which is everything, the NASDAQ, S&P, everything blended into one, is a very different picture, where it's actually got below the 200-day. So that's dragging it down. It's not healthy, but it's very oversold. So let's tune into the SPX and get an idea of what's going on there. Now what we see here, what we didn't see on the weekly, what we see on the daily, is that volume was picking up slightly as it hit that. And on the daily chart here, you can see there's the 200-day line there, and it's just kissing it right now. So this is a very important point. Last weekend, I drew your attention to there was this kind of this trend that seemed to be hopefully hanging on to, but literally the day after, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, as you can see, that line I drew there broke, and then the result was what you saw next. So just because it's a line doesn't mean it has to hold. In fact, if it doesn't hold, that means lower ahead, and that just proves the point. So short, long-term trend. Now my system won't kick us out until not at this certainly not at these levels. So I'm going to say it's still a bull market, but that can change with this week. If the next move that is very critical for the market, if a daily close below the 200 on the SPX, then look out below. So I'm going to say that the long-term trend is up, and it's a bull market, but only just for now, and these levels must hold this week, and the market has to bounce back. Short-term trend, I've got no other choice but to say, at the very least, neutral. I mean, look, this thing could bounce back on Monday and power ahead, that's fine, but I can't say anything other as I look at this picture than downtrend, meaning that I'm opening no new trades and keeping stop losses very tight. If I can, here's that line of the pocket of support I'm speaking to. I can draw a line there. You can see it's seeing all those touches there, as well as here and here. So there is support here, but people, this is selling in volume, and it's very important to see what happens next. And I'll speak to you next time.